Welcome to the Chris Hatcher Show. I'm your host, Kevin Blackwell, and of course I'm joined by Samford head football coach Chris Hatcher. This past Saturday night, the Bulldogs traveled to Kennesaw, Georgia to play an out-of-conference game against a top 5 team, the Kennesaw State Owls, and unfortunately we come up short 24-10 on the road. Coach, your thoughts on the game Saturday?
First of all, I thought that we played with great emotion and great excitement. It was the hardest I've seen our guys play probably since the Florida State game. But you go on the road, you play in a great atmosphere. You play the number 4 ranked team in the country, and I mean they're a really good team. Last time they were beat was we beat them in the first game last season, and then they got beat in the third round of the playoffs against a great Sam Houston State team. So they got things rolling. It was kind of a game of limited opportunities on both sides of the ball, and we came up short. And you got to take your hat off to Kennesaw. They played really well. They're a good team, and I thought that we played well, but we just didn't play good enough to win the game.
Yeah, we take the opening kickoff. We march the ball down the field. You and I have talked this year already about the importance of taking advantage of every possession and not settling for field goals in the red zone. So take the ball down, settle for a field goal. And when you have 9 possessions in a football game, those times inside the red zone are really important.
Well, they are, and we had a guy open and we missed him, which would have maybe changed a little bit of the momentum of the game. But I think right now what's going on with us is, offensively we are getting limited possessions. In the game the other day we got 7 possessions. Then defensively we're having a hard time getting off the field. We're playing good on first and second down, but third down has kind of been an Achilles heel, especially last week to us. We're having problems on both sides of the ball as far as that's concerned. And then when we do get a big play defensively, offense isn't taking advantage of it. And then when the offense has a little momentum, the defense isn't taking advantage of it. So we got to start creating our own momentum. And we got some ideas to try to help force the issue heading into this next week's opponent.
It seems to me, Coach, that teams are trying to take away the deep ball from us. They're playing some schemes, doing that, forcing us to throw the ball, maybe to some of our other routes, some of our shorter routes, those types of things. But it still comes back to getting the ball in the hands of our playmakers, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and we didn't do a very good job of that the other day, and part of it was the type of defense that we were seeing. And it's what we see each week offensively, a lot of drop 8, very little pressure. And when teams play you like that, you have to be very patient. You have to throw the short routes. You have to break a tackle or two. And the other night, we just, we executed well at times, but it makes it hard. You got to be almost perfect every time you get the football, and of course we're not there yet.
We're also seeing, because of some injuries, some younger guys having to step up and play. And talk about the kind of the maturation process you're seeing with Jordan Montgomery and Nathan East, and we saw Nick Barton get in the game the other day and hadn't seen a lot of snaps this year. Talk about bringing these younger guys in, that maturing process with those guys.
Well, first of all, we've lost some good players on that side of the ball. You take Coy Freeman and Sam Petway, 2 guys that were great players, but they're also kind of the inspirational leaders, quarterbacks of the offense. So you lose something when they're not on the field. Aaron Atkinson, who was a starting linebacker, he's out for the season. So it's forced some of these young guys to have to play more than maybe they're quite ready for it this time, but they got to be ready when their number's called. And so to be able to see those guys go in and play hard and perform well bodes well for the future and bodes well for the rest of the season. But we don't have a lot of continuity over there on defense right now. We don't really have one guy that's running the show over there like we did early in the year. So we got to continue on that side and on offense. Let's take George Grimway. Here's a guy that Nate Lee, our starting center, got hurt against Chattanooga. He's out. George Grimway hasn't seen much playing time. He comes in and plays a pretty good game as well. But it's just about getting the right 11 playing together all the time. And that's what's plagued us with the consistency that we need to play with in order to win these tight ball games as we move forward.
Yeah. I mean, you look at these younger guys that are playing, and you talked about needing a leader on defense, not only in the way they play, but also vocal leaders, kind of coaches on the field, I think, to rally the guys.
And let me say this, and that's in all three phases of the game. It's just we've taken a bigger hit on the defensive side of the ball than any other part with the injury. So, I think more important than anything is I don't know that everybody's gelling well together, on game day, and not in a negative way. It's just you haven't played many snaps with the other guy. You that innate ability that, hey, if I go this way, you're going to fill this gap. If I get out of gap, you're going to take care of me. We're not there yet, and but we took some great strides in the right direction this past week. And I'll just say this, Kevin. With the team, I really like our team, okay? We played some really good football teams this season. I mean, you look, we played Florida State. Mercer was on a roll until their quarterback got hurt. You played Chattanooga, who's undefeated. You played Kennesaw State, who's undefeated. Yeah. We played good teams. Yeah. We haven't necessarily played as well as I think we can, but our guys show up and work hard every day. There's no finger pointing. Monday we had the best practice I think we've had in quite some time. So all you can do is continue to work, continue to play as hard as you can, and continue to enjoy the process that it takes to be a great football team. And I think if we continue to do that, I'm praying that this is the week we get it all turned around. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and we knew going into the season the front half of the schedule was going to be some tough sledding for us, some good teams there. But I do think, and I think you've said it well, it's preparing us for the rest of the season. And it's not to say that the schedule's going to be easy from here on out. We got some tough teams ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not discounting anybody that's left on the schedule by any stretch of the means. Just stating the fact, it's kind of been a combination of a lot of different things. And as the coach, it's my job to figure out a way to get us to perform at a high level. But I just want to note that these guys are working hard. Yeah. I'm excited about what this week holds for us. And, I think they've been representing the Samford football brand. And it's just we're coming up a little short each week against good football teams. And we got to find a way to put ourselves in a better position when it comes to the fourth quarter.
Right. So this week we've got Western Carolina coming in to Cyber Stadium. It's good to come home, too, for the next two games. Western Carolina comes in a little bit different of an offensive team this week that you've seen and last week. Pretty good quarterback coming into Cyber.
Mark Spears, their head coach, does a great job. John Wiley, their defensive coordinator, we've battled many a times. He was the D coordinator at Appalachian State back when they won 3 titles in a row back there in the 2006, 7, 8, somewhere right in that area. So they're well coached. They got an athletic quarterback who's a dual threat guy that adds another dimension to their offense. And it's a team that it's a tough game. And I think they come in at 4-1. They took their first defeat last week, so they're playing really, really well. But fortunately for us, we finally get to come home. It seems like we've been on the road all season long. So we're looking forward to playing in our own environment. And, I think we got a good plan, and we just got to go execute and play well and see what happens.
Well, and good luck, Coach, for the remainder of the season and this week against the Catamounts. We hope to see you at Cyber Stadium on Saturday for a 12:30 kickoff against Western Carolina. Hey, it's Pastor Appreciation Day at Samford football, so we hope to see many churches, many pastors coming and enjoying some pretty good football on Saturday. So I hope to see you at Cyber Stadium, and good luck, Coach, against Catamounts this week.
Thank you, Kevin.